Hello, guys. It's Becca, and we are here for Rocking with Becca. Yay! How are you all doing today? I'm doing pretty good. Come on, get up here. Come on, come on, get up here. Mama can't play right now. There you go. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Got a slight headache. I've been keeping a headache lately. Just a slight one. Not really even enough to say that I needed to take anything for it. It's just kind of like a pressure. I don't know if maybe it's a sinus headache. I don't know. But it gets kind of a little bit annoying sometimes to know that, like I said, it's not enough to say it's hurting. Maybe it's just pressure. I don't know. But anyway, other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. I may yawn every other word just about it. Seems like lately I've been doing that quite a bit. Don't know why. See? I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said it. Hey guys, I actually went walking yesterday. That's something I hadn't done in a long time. I actually put a baby in my little stroller. It's kind of like an umbrella stroller, but it's a nice one. It's a Cold Crafts, I think is how you say that. It's good and sturdy, and it's not just a little flimsy umbrella type. It's pretty sturdy. And it has the canopy that you can pull out over the baby to keep the sun off of it. It's got good sturdy wheels. The only thing is it was kind of damp yesterday when I went walking. It was still early and the grass still had dew on it. And so it got grass all over the wheels, and I brought it in here when I come in. I brought it into the nursery. So overnight, it's dried, and now, needless to say, I've got to clean up the nursery. I've got to sweep the floor because there's piles of grass that come off of this stroller wheel. Oh. So I've got to clean that up later today after we get off the video. So we are here for Rocking with Becca. And I started to say that we probably won't be very long. But when I say that, sometimes it ends up longer. Longer than normal. So let's don't say that. The baby of the day is Mr. Zane. Mama's sweet little Mr. Zane. Him is adorable. Yes. Thank you so much, Ren, from A Bushel and a Peck. Yeah. For gifting him to me. He's adorable. I love him. He's my man. Here's my little man. He is the Nathan Kimby baby. They no longer sell Kimbies. If you get one, you'll have to get it from an individual that had, the Kimby babies. I don't know if they're selling the blank kits that you can paint. I know they're not, selling them as complete reborn babies anymore. The Kimby website has even shut down, so I don't know if they have them as blank kits or if they no longer have the blank kits. It's Bountiful Babies is the one that was doing it. So anyway, and he was reborn by my favorite reborn artist, or one of my favorites. I have a few favorites, but He was reborn by one of my favorite artists, which was LaDonna Briggs, and he's just adorable. Him is. So, I have a shout out today, guys. I come across this channel. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I found this channel from looking in the comments of Little Ohama's, one of her videos. And the channel name is Paper Meets Plastic. I will have her link in the title as the shout out link. I will have a bushel and a peck, because I mentioned her for gifting this baby to me. I will have her link in the description, so you can go check her out. I will also have Little Ohama's link in the description, because I mentioned her for the way I found this channel. So this is a new channel, and at this point in time, she only has 11 subscribers. She only has 2 videos up. And so far it hasn't been reborn dolls. Like I said, she only has 2 videos up. She didn't tell her name in either one of the videos. In her about section, I didn't find her name, so I can't tell you her name. All I can tell you is her channel name, which is Paper Meets Plastic. And I really enjoyed both her videos, but it's dolls sort of like Blythe dolls. She's participating in the Show Us Your Elves. That's the reason she made her channel, was so she could participate in Show Us Your Elves. And then she participated in Tina's theme. Maybe it was Tina. I'll put Tina's link in the description too. Maybe it was Tina's channel. It was either Tina or little Tina's Reborns and More, or either Little Ohama that I found this channel. I can't remember, so I'll put both their links in the description. But anyway, she participated in the Show Us Your Elves last month, and she participated in the Dolls Plushie theme that's hosted by Tina. So, she, you know, her dolls that she's showing is sort of like Blythe dolls, or American Girl dolls, or little elf dolls, that type of dolls. So I don't know if she has reborns. We'll see. I'm going to keep watching her and see if she has reborns, or what kind of dolls, because any kind of doll she has, I'll be interested in it. Any kind of plushie or anything, I'll be interested in watching it. So, go check out Paper Meets Plastic and subscribe to her. Give her some YouTube love. Hit that notification bell so you can see all of her videos. And let her know I sent you. Let her know I sent you. Okay, so that was our introductory of the baby of the day and the shout out. So we're going to talk a little bit on a topic that we have talked on over and over and over, but I never get tired of talking about it, because I love my reborns. We're going to talk about how reborn dolls help. So this, I'm fixing to read you a blog entry from Paradise Galleries. Y'all know I love Paradise Galleries. I love their dolls. I just love them. Sorry. I just do. No, I'm not sorry at all. I love them. But it's an article they put on their blog in 2020 when the pandemic was so bad. But it is so true even today, even though this mentions the pandemic. This is so true for today. Just, guys, we're living in a different time. The world is changing. There's a lot of evil that is just rampant. That's trying to, the devil. He's trying to take over. He's trying to get everybody he can. Because he knows that it's not going to be long that Jesus is going to come back. He's going to burst those eastern skies, and the church is going to be caught up. So the devil is doing his split level best to get everybody he can get before that time. So evil is rampant. Violence and just sexual crazy things, just absurd things. Just the devil is just doing his best to get everybody he can, and I want to make sure that he doesn't get me. I want to stay close to God. I want my mind to stay on pure things. Oh, I wished I'd have brought up that scripture that tells us what we're to think on. Oh my goodness. You know what? I may pause you and go look it up. I am. I want to read that scripture, so hold on. I'm going to pause you. Okay. I'm back. Let me get settled here and I'll read it to you. I wanted to read it so I wouldn't miss anything. It's Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things... Now, these are things we're supposed to think on. So it says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So we're supposed to keep our mind pure and, we're supposed to think on good thoughts. We're not supposed to think on evil or corrupt or violence or sexual outrageous things. We're supposed to think on pure things, on righteous things. And I want my mind to stay pure and righteous. It's a good saying that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's a phrase that is so true. That if you're just sitting around or you're just idle and you just, sometimes we do have to have quiet times to meditate and to think on these good things. But what I'm talking about is when we don't have anything to keep us occupied, keep our minds. We become busybodies. We become, the devil, he gets in us and causes us to do things that's so totally against what God wants us to do. And it becomes his workshop. Our mind becomes his workshop when we're not, when we're just sitting idle. So hubby and I was talking we wasn't talking about this scripture or anything, but we was talking something similar to this morning, and it just dawned on me. But we was talking about staying busy. We was talking about our happy place. And he was talking about how me being here at home with my hobbies and my dolls and all, that's my happy place. And he was talking about his happy place is outside. You don't necessarily have to leave the yard, and go somewhere, but just being out. We have 8 acres of land, and there's a creek that runs on the side of our land, and he loves to just go out there. I mean, he was raised an outdoorsman, and that's his happy place, just to be outside in the elements and nature. He said he don't even have to be doing anything. Just go sit out by the creek and just listen to it flow, and watch the birds, and if there's any squirrels or anything that's running around. Just that's his happy place. So we all need to find our happy place, something that we love to do, something that will occupy our minds, that our minds are not just idle. I love my crafting. I don't do the type of crafting some other people do, but there are people that does the type of crafting I do. I love my coloring. I love diamond painting. I love working with paper, although I don't scrapbook anymore or actually make cards, like greeting cards, very often. I do every now and then. But I love working with paper. I love doing the glue booking and the artisan journals and things like that. I love it. And if I am any way able, if my body, I hope my rocking chair don't bother y'all. I got a comment one time about my rocking chair squeaking, that I needed to oil it. I actually love that squeaking sound. I hope it doesn't bother you. And I lost my train of thought because my rocking chair was pretty loud there for a minute. Me rocking real hard. I'll try not to rock so hard. But anyway, I love, if I'm at all able, physically able, I stay busy. Either with my dolls or with my crafting. I put puzzles together. I just, I can't be idle. I do have my time of quiet time of prayer and maybe just meditating on the Lord, just sitting here, looking out the window, thinking about the beautiful world we live in, the land, the nature, the beauty that God created and made for us. And, but I have to stay busy. And so I'm going to tell you, in case you're new to my channel, or new to Reborns and don't really understand why or how Reborns help people, or why they love them so much, and how, how they're such a help. I'm going to give you, I'm going to read you some of this, I'm going to read you all of this blog entry that Paradise Galleries put on their website back in the pandemic. And so like I said, it will mention the pandemic because that's when it was wrote. But it helps so much today with the stress of the day, the worries of the day, like I said, we don't know what's going to happen next. The world is what's actually happening is things are, rounding up to that time when Jesus is going to come back for his people. And, we're going to face some things in the end time. And we are in the end time. And we are facing, because of the worry and the stress of not knowing what's going to happen and what we're going to be facing, and what, the violence that's going on nowadays and stuff like that. There's fear has gripped us. So that's what I was saying about being idle. We don't need to be idle, that these fears can get a hold of us and bring us down and get us in a state of depression and anxiety. I have anxiety. Just because you're Christian don't mean that you're not going to go through things. We are in the world, and the things of everyday life bears on us sometimes, but we have God to turn to when we have these times of depression and anxiety. We have God to turn to. And that's what I was talking about keeping, a pure mind, thinking on these pure things, these righteous things, these good things. Playing with your dolls is not a religious thing or, necessarily righteous thing as far as that, but it's a good thing. It's it's pure. There's nothing satanic, or there's nothing bad about it. It is a good thing. So we need to think on these things that are good. Keep our mind occupied with the good. And I stay busy all day long. If I'm physically able, I stay busy doing good things, doing pure things, doing right things, which is, my happy place here with my reborns, my hobbies, my coloring, the crafting I do. So let me go ahead and read this article. Like I said, it's they put it out for World Health Day. And the title of it is How Reborn Dolls Help. So, I'm going to read you this article. It says, today on World Health Day, I don't know what date that was. Today on World Health Day, we honor the brave and selfless healthcare workers on the front line of this pandemic, keeping us all safe. Like I said, it mentions the pandemic because that's when it was wrote. During this time, it is so important for all of us to focus on our well-being as we are navigating this period of isolation with people around the world staying home and social distancing, and thus helping our healthcare workers flatten the curve. Now, that's, like I said, it's talking about the pandemic when everybody had to be, isolated at home. But that goes for today, in the stressful world we live in today. This also applies to today. This can be a daunting time for many of us, especially for those that suffer from anxiety and depression. While reborn doll collectors know the importance of keeping their dolls close for comfort and security, dolls also help tremendously with providing support for mental health, which is something that many of us need to be aware of, especially during this time, and especially in the day and time we're living in now. We have heard from so many of our customers about how their Paradise Galleries babies help them ease their anxiety, stress, depression, and even grief, by how their dolls provide them with an emotional connection. And that's what my dolls do for me. They are an emotional connection. Patients with Alzheimer's and dementia experience the same support with their reborn dolls. There is a biological reason for why dolls provide this kind of alleviation on a chemical level. So if you don't understand how we get comfort from our dolls, I'm fixing to tell you how, on a chemical level, this is what reborn dolls will do for you. Okay? The exclusive vinyl we use to create our baby dolls smells like baby powder. And our artists spend hours crafting the dolls with realistic wrinkles and hand-painted features that mimic the human form of a newborn baby. Because of this realism, holding reborn dolls has been proven to release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone. We have a hormone in our body that when it's released, it helps us to feel good. It gives us joy. It's the feel-good hormone in our body. Let me see. Let me find where I was at. Holding reborn dolls has been proven to release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, in the same way as rocking a real baby does. You know, when you're rocking a baby, it just, you know, it just brings you joy. It makes you happy. It's because that it releases that feel-good hormone, and reborns will do the same thing. Because of this realism, holding reborn dolls has been proven to release oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, the same way as rocking a real baby does. As Jamie Beebe, founder of Reborns with Reason, a community outreach program that provides doll therapy to the senior community, says the release of the hormone, coupled with the weight of the baby, which is similar to the weight of a blanket, you know, the weighted blankets. A weighted blanket gives people that feeling of security, and you've heard of weighted blankets. Well, holding a weighted reborn provides that same feeling. The release of the hormone coupled with the weight of the baby provides immediate comfort for many. With limited options now for social engagement, it is imperative to maintain a balance in our moods and stress levels. And with dolls proving to be so beneficial for mental health, it's so important to cuddle our dolls close and find the comfort we need. So important. So this is why that I love my babies. You know, I've mentioned a lot of times that my reborns are not just when I'm on camera. You know, I don't what am I trying to say? I don't only pick them up and do something with them when I'm doing a video. My babies are, whether I'm doing a video or not. I have my babies of the day. I have 2 babies a day. I have my babies of the day, and I put them in the little bouncers in the living room, so they'll be there with me, that I can pick them up anytime I want to. And at night is the main time, because I'm usually busy up and, you know, during the day, you know, changing them for a theme, or getting another doll ready for a upcoming theme, or crafting. You know, I'm stay busy with my hands during the day if I can, if I'm able. But at night, after supper, we get our showers and we get settled for the night. Our little routine, and I love it. After we, you know, we've ate supper, cleaned up the kitchen, we've gotten our showers, and we settled for the night. Hubby and I gets us a cup of coffee and a little small snack. I try to have sugar-free snacks. Sometimes I don't Sometimes it's not sugar-free, but most of the time I try to keep sugar-free snacks. And, you know, we'll have our coffee and a snack. I have my computer. He has his. We both use earphones because we don't like to watch the same thing. So he does his thing on his computer, and I do mine, which is mainly watching. You know, the only time I watch a movie is during Christmas time. I watch the Hallmark Christmas movies. Other than that, I don't watch movies. I watch live vlogs. I watch doll channels. I watch crafting channels. I watch vloggers that's showing their life or their farm. Or, you know, I don't watch movies except for around Christmas time. And I don't watch very many then. So hubby, he, you know, he don't care for that. And I don't care for what he watches. He likes to bring up music videos. He likes to bring up preaching, which, not that I don't like preaching, you know what I mean? But he's a preacher, and that's what he thrives on. And he, you know, he likes to bring up commentaries and read about it. You know, what people are saying. He just, that's his thing. You know, that's what he enjoys. But me, you know, I'm not a preacher. I'm a preacher's wife. But I love my dolls and my crafting, so I love to watch things like that. So we have our own computers, do our own things. And I'm saying all that, I go around the world to say anything. But while we're sitting there at night watching our, you know, watching our videos, whatever we're doing on our computers, I have a baby. If it's not in my arms, it's right there. I have a love seat recliner, and that's where Macy and I and my baby sit. And if it's not in my arms, if a baby's not in my arms right at the time, it's right there beside me that I can grab it when I get ready. And as I'm watching different videos and all, after I finish my coffee and snack and everything, I'll grab a baby and kind of lay back, you know, in my recliner and snuggle that baby up to me. And that brings me so much comfort, so much joy, so much peace and happiness. And that's my happy place. That's what I love. And it's nothing, you know, it's not hurting anyone else. It's not violence. It's not evilness. It's not satanic. It's not, you know, so it's something pure. It's something good. So that's what we need to do, is keep our minds with pure things, with good things, with, you know, we need to counteract the evil of the day. And the devil will do his best to keep us with anxiety and stress and depression. And, you know, sometimes it happens. And especially if you have problems in that area, which I've talked about it many times, that I've just recently realized what I have been through all my life. I didn't understand what I was going through and why certain things just, I could not hardly stand to do it, or could not do it. But I didn't understand why. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know, you know, I thought, am I crazy? What's wrong with me? I didn't have a name for it. I didn't have a reasoning for why I was that way. And that's social anxiety. Or just anxiety in general. I have faced some horrible times in my life of having to do things that I felt, I just felt like I couldn't get through it. It was just, and I'd be in just such a mental state and didn't know why. Well, it was social anxiety that I've had all my life and didn't realize it until a couple of years ago, that I realized I have social anxiety. And the way I found that out is by watching other people that has dolls and hearing them talk about it, and hearing people talk about mental health, and all of a sudden I realized, hey, that is what has been wrong with me all my life. I've always been scared around other people, you know, until I got to know them good. I've always felt inferior. I've always felt more like I was a kid when I was around other adults. Like they were so much better than me and so much, I've always, and it caused me to be anxious. It caused me to be, and I didn't know the word to put there. So when we know we have these things that bombards our mind, we need to try to work against it. And I'm not a doctor, nowhere close to a doctor. I'm just talking my experience. I have been told before about my anxiety about leaving the house and stuff. I've been told, you just don't want to do it. You just don't want to do it. If you get out and do it, it would get easier and you would enjoy it. Well, I'm sorry. All my life I have had to do whenever I didn't want to. I've had to do when I would be so stressed over it and so much anxiety over it. But I had to do it. And I didn't know, what was wrong, to pinpoint what was wrong and why I was feeling these feelings. And I had to go ahead and do it. And it never made it easier. I mean, at that point in time, I wasn't staying home. At that point in time, I was doing these things that would get me in such a shape. And I would feel so, I don't know. I don't really can't even put into words the way it would make me feel to have to do these things. Never made it easier. Never made it easier. So now that I have health issues, I have fibromyalgia and arthritis and numerous other things like high blood pressure and diabetes and things like that. And now that I'm older, I'm in my 60s, and I have realized that staying at home in my happy place keeps my anxiety down. I don't feel these anxiety attacks as often because I'm not being pushed out there and made to do things that that causes anxiety, things that that causes my anxiety attacks and things like that. So I can't help if people don't understand that I don't leave the house no more than I just absolutely have to. I can't help if people don't understand it. But I suffer enough with fibro and the different things that comes along with it that I don't see why I should push myself into situations that causes anxiety attacks. Not at the age I'm at now, because it didn't help it all through my life. Me pushing through and doing it didn't make it any better. There's just some things that it's not a matter of you just not wanting to do it or you're not used to it, and if you get to doing it, you'll get used to it. No, not when you have anxiety. That's not the case at all. It doesn't make it better. Matter of fact, it brings on anxiety attacks. And so my happy place is right here, holding a baby close to me, holding a reborn doll that is weighted like a real baby. It brings me joy. It brings me happiness. It brings me peace. And I snuggle with my babies every night. Not when, you know, I snuggle with my babies more off camera than I do on camera. Because on camera, I'm just changing their clothes most of the time. I don't know. I would love to do like, and I've mentioned this before, I'd love to do like role plays, like I'm feeding my babies and stuff like that. But I feel like people, you know, you don't see those types of videos very often. And I feel like people, you know, again, anxiety. I feel like people would think I was crazy. And I don't act like I'm feeding my babies around my husband. Because I feel like he's, you know, he supports me totally in what I'm doing. But my anxiety, so if it causes anxiety, I'm not going to do it. But like when hubby's here, I don't get a bottle and act like I'm, you know, feeding the baby. And I don't do it very often because of that reason, and because, you know, I feel like, well, is that going too far or what? I don't know. I would love to do role plays if I thought people would like to see them and wouldn't think I was crazy. But I do love holding and cuddling my babies. It's like the article said, it's kind of like a weighted blanket. You know, a person that's sick in the bed, and you put this weighted blanket on them. It just kind of gives them a feeling of security, a feeling of, you know, I don't know, it does something for them. And I remember times when I was in the hospital, you know, having my babies. I've had gallbladder surgery before, you know, had to have my gallbladder removed, you know, and I've been in the hospital for different things along the way. And I can remember them taking a warm blanket, wasn't weighted, but it was warm, and put over me, and how it made me feel just secure and peaceful. So I know like a weighted blanket probably does the same thing. I've never been under a weighted blanket. But my babies do the same for me. Like I said, when I'm kicked back in my chair, I'll take a baby and put it up here on my chest, up here like this, where I can lay my head on my chin on its head, and I'll lay there like this, back in my chair watching videos, and it's just so comforting. It's just, I love it, and it helps me. So that is how reborns help us, and that's why the majority of us has reborns. We might not have first got them for that reason, because we didn't realize what they would do for us. But after we got them and seen what they, you know, do for us, we would never get rid of all of our reborns. You know, we might sell some to get another different one that we wanted or something like that. But I'm telling you, if I can at all possibly help it, I will never be without a doll. I will never be without a doll again, unless I get old and senile and they put me in a nursing home and I'm not capable to tell them I want a baby with me. If I am at all mentally able to tell them, I will have a baby with me in the nursing home if I ever have to go in the nursing home. I love my babies. They bring me so much comfort and peace and security, I guess. I don't know. And it also gives me somewhere to put my emotions, to put my feelings. You know, it's just awesome. It's a pure, it's a clean, it's a good thing. You know, it's one of these good things that we can think on. And, yeah, So, I'm glad I changed what I said about it being long, not being long. I want to read one more time this scripture and just leave you on this note because it is awesome. It is Philippians 4 and 8, in case you want to look it up. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So let's start thinking on the pure, the good, the wholesome, the honest, the just, the lovely things of life. And let's leave all the bad things. Let's leave all the bad drama, all the bad thoughts, all the let's think on pure, honest, good, wholesome, lovely things. And let's live our happy life. So, I hope you've enjoyed this Rocking with Becca today. If you're new to my channel, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and be with me again. And I try to do a Rocking with Becca every Saturday. Some Saturdays I'm not able, like last Saturday. I just didn't feel up to doing it. Having a face on, I just didn't feel up to it. But every time I possibly can, I try to do Rocking with Becca on Saturdays. Y'all let me know if my rocking chair is bothering y'all. It seemed really loud today. I don't know if it's getting worse or if it's just my head, told you how I felt like pressure was in my head. Let me know if it's bothering you. Like I said, when I'm rocking, I love to hear the squeaking. It just reminds me of the old, wood rockers that was on the porch, and they would squeak, and the rubbing of the wood rocker against the wooden porch. It was just, I just always loved that sound. It also reminds me of in my childhood whenever I'd have a swing set, and the chains would squeak when you're swinging. I don't know, I just like that sound. But like I said, I have gotten a comment before about I needed to oil my rocker. As far as me and my personal preference, I don't want to oil it. I like that sound. But if it is bothering you, maybe I can try to sit still and not rock, but then it wouldn't be a Rocking with Becca. It would just be a Talking with Becca or Sitting with Becca. But maybe I could get hubby to oil it if it's too disturbing. Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to let y'all go. I hope you all have had a good day so far. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you're well and safe and feeling good. And yeah, I'm going to go for now. And I will talk with you all later. Bye.